It's a sad song. It's an old tale.
It's
It's
a
a tragedy.
But
But we sing it anyway. Hi, I'm Lucas,
I'm Tereza.
and welcome back to our podcast. This episode we'll be talking about Hadestown.
Whoa!
Woo! Okay, first of all, what is Hadestown?
So, Hadestown is an American musical, and it's a retelling of the story of Orpheus and Eurydice, the infamous Greek myth. It was written by Anaïs Michel. She started to write this musical while she was in college. And in 2006, her friends and some colleagues and classmates, they made the first ever production of Hadestown, and Anaïs played Eurydice.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, this is very cool. This is the second musical that was created by a college student. Because we got 6.
Yeah, that's
Go check
right.
out that episode. It's very fun. No, yeah, that is very cool. You did mention that it's based on the original story of Orpheus and Eurydice. I would
Yes.
just like to clarify, it's not exactly the same.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it's really not. I have some notes on the OG version here. So obviously there are like a lot of versions because it's from ancient Greece, and it had many retellings by Virgil, Ovidius, Publius Naso, or Plato even.
Mhm.
So to summarize the plot, basically Orpheus is a musician. He's the son of a muse, and he gets a lyre from Apollo.
Which is his father in some versions, in some
yeah.
versions not.
Yeah.
It depends.
Depends. But he does get a lyre, anyhow. He falls in love with Eurydice, just, a girl he meets. I don't really have a lot of... I don't think there's, like, a lot of information.
She's a
on her.
nymph, and
She's a nymph. Okay.
there aren't many information about how they met. They just met,
exactly.
and
They just met.
they fell in love.
They just met, they fell in love, and they married. And their relationship seemed, like, really good. But then they invited the god Hymen. I don't know if I'm saying
Hymen?
that correctly. Hymen?
What? Huh?
Hymen? It's spelled Hymen. So I don't know how that's...
That's that means something else, I think.
Oh, I'm sorry. But it's... This god is the god of marriage ceremonies.
I got the name Aristaeus.
Yeah, he's in there too, but I don't think that's the same guy.
Okay,
it's
continue. Sorry.
Depends on the version, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, they went to this god to bless their, marriage. But instead of making them, like, happy, oh my god, this is gonna last forever. No. Bullshit. He told them, my guy, this is not made to last. Like, you're basically. That's what he told them.
Oh.
In ancient Greek terms. And then Eurydice, one day, she was just chilling with some other nymphs in the woods. Some versions say that she was, like, being chased by a guy.
That's the guy I told.
Yeah.
Aristaeus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy.
That's the problem of Greek myths. There are so many versions, and
exactly.
they don't collide.
Yeah. But she was just in the woods, and she was bitten by a snake, which caused her to die and go to, obviously, the underworld. Orpheus was so sad that he played his lyre and sang a song, and all living things, including, like, gods and stuff, sympathized with him. And using his music and the production of the other gods, he decided to go into the underworld and convince Hades to give him Eurydice. Man! Oh my god! Eurydice. Back. Okay. Y'all, it is not my day today, okay? Anyway, and he did actually convince Hades. Like, Hades was so moved by the song that he sang and played on his lyre that that he allowed for Orpheus and Eurydice to walk out of the underworld. But with a condition that I think everyone pretty much knows, that he couldn't look back at Eurydice. And yeah, he kinda, not to spoil the plot for y'all, but he kinda did. Like, very close to the exit as well. So that's kind of a bummer. Wouldn't want that. Because he couldn't hear, like, her footsteps, so he was really doubting. He thought the gods were, trying to trick him. So he turned around and he saw Eurydice, and he sent her to the underworld forever. And here's also where some of the versions are like very different regarding what Orpheus did after he returned from the underworld.
Oh no.
Yeah,
yeah.
he couldn't go back because there's like a, I don't know if it's a rule, but like there's like a thing that you can't go to the underworld more than once without dying.
Well,
So
you shouldn't, like, in general, go. Mortals
yeah.
shouldn't go to the underworld, but
Yeah.
he convinced the guy who transfers you
Charon?
from
Charon,
Charon. I don't know how it's English.
Yeah.
And he convinced him once.
Yeah.
But for the second time, he didn't.
Yeah. And so one version says that he made a song literally like calling for death, and that he was trampled by animals or beasts or something, which is a little cruel, but okay. And a different version says that Maenads, which are female followers of Dionysus, actually
ripped his head off.
Ripped his head off. Yeah. But the head was intact, so it kept singing until it washed up on the Isle of Lesbos.
And it it was like an inspiration for the poet.
Yeah, it was yeah. So I mean that's really cool.
Which is interesting.
Yeah. A different version says that Zeus struck him with lightning.
Yes.
So because he thought he'd reveal the secrets of the underworld to mortals. But the Muses kept his head, and they kept it as inspiration for mortals, and they cast his lyre as a constellation in the sky.
Yeah,
and that's pretty much it. But
okay.
The musical, what's the musical about?
Well, can I just add to the Greek myth, like why we are talking about it? I find the many versions like very interesting, especially considering the why did Orpheus turn around and the context of that. And it's the most similar to the Hadestown. Orpheus and Eurydice both knew about the task, or that he couldn't turn around, and on their way, Orpheus started to doubt because he couldn't hear Eurydice, as you said, blah 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 blah, and he turned around. That's one version. In other versions, Eurydice actually didn't know that Orpheus couldn't turn around. So she went behind him and she started to feel scared that he doesn't love her anymore and that he's angry with her for dying.
Oh, okay.
She just thought that he doesn't love her anymore. So she tried to call to him, she talked to him like, Orpheus, what is going on? And so he turned around. And Eurydice knew that she was loved, that he doesn't hate her. He turned around because he wanted to prove to her that he still loves her. So that's really sad.
That is sad.
But it's... Don't even. In another version, as they went, Eurydice tripped and Orpheus turned around to help her. Which...
It's any version that you take, it's just so adorable and it's so sad.
It's so fucking tragic.
Oh, God.
And it makes me cry. I cannot think about it more because I will cry.
Why did you want to record this episode?
Because it's amazing in musical. I just want to cry.
Okay. So if you hear Tereza crying, this is why.
Don't be scared, surprised. But regardless what the version is, in every single version, your Orpheus turns around and Eurydice dies. Yeah. Then that's just this. That's the fact. And that's the tragedy of it. Because Orpheus turned around because he loved Eurydice, and if he didn't love Eurydice, he wouldn't go to the underworld to begin with.
Exactly. Yeah. I will say, however, in one of the versions, Virgil's version, he is portrayed as more of a coward. Virgil clearly had his own interpretation of what was going on. And he's portrayed as this, that Orpheus really was just scared that she doesn't love him, and he's kind of, he's kind of hated for it, to be honest. The style of writing, I read somewhere that the style of writing is really, making Orpheus seem like the bad guy.
He blames him.
He blames him for, not loving her, and not loving her enough. He wasn't willing to die, and that's why the, Maenads? Yeah, that's why the Maenads killed him, basically.
Oh. I don't know. I prefer the because it's more romantic. This is like
It's true. Yeah.
because it's like when you're out with your friend or someone you love in the big city, for example, you turn around to look where they're at. Like you do.
Sure, man. That's a valid comparison.
Shut the fuck up. You always check on the people that you love. Like you turn around to check where they are. You check your phone to see if they texted you, whatever.
That's true. Yeah.
You check them. You don't like ignore them.
Yeah. I feel like it's really valid to turn around. Like I don't. So many people blame Orpheus, I feel like, for turning around.
Yeah.
Because like, oh, he's stupid. Like his only job was to not turn around. Like, girl, girl, would you not turn around if like you weren't sure the one person you loved the most was like loved you back?
Yeah.
That is okay.
Also, another version. He was out of the underworld. He went into the light, and he was so happy that they made it. So he turned around, but Eurydice was still like a step into the underworld, which, oh my god,
that just sucks, man.
And it's
just bad luck.
And it's sad because when Hades gave him this task, he knew that he was going to fail, because he would do the same with Persephone.
Yeah. Oh man, this is getting really sad. This episode is gonna be such a bummer. Yeah. Okay, let's move. Let's actually move to the actual plot of the musical. I'll leave that to you.
So, the musical Hadestown, as we know it now from the Broadway version, it's not really set in. It's not set in like Greek times. It's not the ancient Greece, but it's not like a specific place. It's just meant to feel like post-apocalyptic or like the Great Depression era, something like that. This musical is I don't know how to properly describe it, but it's like a repeated one. Like every time you go see it, when you go see this musical, it's not the characters playing the story, but it's actors playing as the characters, telling you the story. It's explicitly shown that this is a play. We're going to show you a play. Yeah. This is made up. We are actors. We're just telling you the story. Yeah. And at the end, when it all goes down, the story, blah blah blah, they start to rearrange the furniture as when it started. And basically it's like a loop. It's like a time loop. Yeah. So the story ends and begins again. Yeah.
That's a really cool concept.
Which I think is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar in Jesus Christ Superstar, the 1970 movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's also, they go to the desert in a van. They all set up, they put on their costumes on. Yeah. And at the end they leave and leave the Jesus crucified there. Okay. And they just leave.
That's true.
But
should we do an episode on Jesus Christ Superstar?
Absolutely.
I don't think we can sing that, but that's okay.
We
stay tuned, okay?
We sang like this. We sang this. We can sing anything now. Anyway.
Yeah, guys, stay tuned for Jesus Christ.
What did I say?
Stay tuned for my
time loop. Yeah, yes. Time loop in musicals. So basically, when the play ends, it begins again. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so at the start, the Hermes, the narrator of the whole story, introduces us to the characters, the gods, and the men. The gods are himself, Hermes, the god of liars and paths, and
he's the messenger of the gods.
He's the messenger of the gods, that's the word. Hades, the god of the underworld, his wife Persephone, goddess of the underworld, and the men, Orpheus, which he's kind of like half god because of the he's son of the muse, as they say in the musical, and the muse was old friend of Hermes. So it's weird because the London production has a she as Hermes. It's woman.
Yeah, that's true.
But in the original, it's man. So
yeah.
So just Hermes. Just Hermes looks after Orpheus, and it's kind of like they work in a tavern, or I don't know how to
Something like that. It's a very tavern-like.
Yes, something like tavern.
Yeah.
And Eurydice comes in, and Orpheus immediately falls in love with her and asks her to marry him.
Yeah.
To which Eurydice is like, no, I just met you. No. Hey, I just met you.
and this is crazy.
But here's my flower.
So call me maybe. Come home with me.
Who are you?
The man who's gonna marry you. I'm Orpheus.
Is he always like this? He falls in love with Eurydice, and he tells her that he's working on a song to fix what's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and he tells the story of the gods Hades and Persephone,
Mm-hmm.
which is Hades fell in love with Persephone ages ago, and he kidnapped her to the underworld.
Yeah.
And Persephone's mother wasn't exactly thrilled,
Mm-hmm.
and she when Persephone was in the underworld, she cried and she was sad and depressed,
Mm-hmm.
and so was the nature, because she was the goddess of agriculture. So all the trees died and
Yeah.
nothing grew.
That's basically the Greek myth that explains why we have like no plants and no like flowers in winter and autumn.
Zeus had to persuade Hades to let Persephone go back to her mother for half a year, so the people wouldn't die of hunger. So when she's back with her mother, the Demeter is happy. So the nature is as well, is alive and grows food.
So he explains he explains that to like Eurydice and stuff.
Yeah, but in this version, there's not the mother. Demeter is not present or mentioned at all.
Yeah, Persephone is basically made to be like the goddess.
Yeah, exactly. So he explains that, and he explains that the world is not in the right rhythm right now, because most of the year is the winter, and Persephone doesn't come back to the earth as much as she used to do.
Yeah.
So he tries to fix that with a song. And after that, Eurydice comes and everything is bright and amazing, and everyone dances and drinks.
Here she comes!
Well, it's like they said, I'm an outdoor girl.
And she'll later again.
Married to the king of the underworld.
She forgot a little thing called spring.
Are you wondering where I've been?
Yeah, where you been? I'm wondering.
Been to hell and back again, but like my mama always said, but when you're down, you're down. And when you're up, you're up. If you ain't 6 feet on the ground, you're living it up on top. Let's not talk about hard times or the wine in summertime, because right now we're living it.
Where are we living it?
Living it up. Our brother out here and living it.
Where are we living it?
Living it up on top. But then, like, immediately after, she has to come back again.
Yeah.
Hades comes back to get her.
Yeah.
And all went to shit again.
Yeah, exactly. And so now, like, Eurydice is trying to, like, provide for both herself and Orpheus, but she obviously can't, because there are no, like, supplies, there's no food, there's no water, it's really cold, they don't have fire, and Orpheus, all he's doing is just focusing on the song. And, like, focusing, which, I mean, that's, you know, he's trying to save people, but, like, come on, man, help your wife! Like... help your wife, man!
And I think it's a very interesting moment in the musical when, during chant, Orpheus sings the song, while Eurydice tries to find the food and firewood. Hermes tries to persuade Orpheus to go to Eurydice, but then he stops and thinks, and he's like, wait, but let's try, like, if Orpheus really can finish this song, the world could be put back into rhythm.
Yeah.
But he would have to sacrifice Eurydice. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna let him do the song, but Eurydice is going to die. Maybe this time it will work out. Because Hermes is the only one that, the main one that understands that this is a loop. And he still hopes that one day it will turn out. So he's like, okay, maybe this time, so let's try it.
That is really cool. I love these types of like musicals and like shows, films, anything. Like when you have anything regarding like time loops and like time and like breaking the fourth wall. I just love it.
Yeah,
That's really like out of
Yeah, and stories
That's a detour,
concerning
but-
fate.
yeah.
When it's like it's a tragedy because it didn't have to end this way, or it always had to end this way.
Yeah.
That's so tragic and so good.
I love it.
Or
I love the angst.
it's it's so sad, but it's so good. Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So Eurydice then is visited by Hades, who's like always. I guess he's like always looking for workers. And in his...
because when Persephone came back to the underworld, she was
Yeah.
pissed that he rearranged the furniture. Call this time of year. Why is it so hot down here? Hotter than a crucible. It ain't right and it ain't natural. And he was like, okay, if you're not grateful for what I do for you, I'm gonna find someone else.
Love for everything I do it for the love of you. If you don't even want my love, I'll give it to someone who does. Someone grateful for her fate. Someone who...
So he goes and finds Eurydice.
Yeah, and he basically drags her into the underworld. Well, he doesn't drag her. He just like...
He doesn't mention the fact that she will die.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm gonna give you food, I'm gonna give you home, where you'll be warm and safe, but you'll die. But he doesn't mention that. And you'll work.
You're like, you'll be okay, but you'll die.
You'll work for me, but you'll be okay. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, and Eurydice, because she's hungry as fuck, man. She is hungry, she is pissed, and you don't want to mess with an angry woman, so but yeah,
not angry hungry woman. You
not,
really don't
not
want
an
that.
angry hungry woman. Yeah,
It's a deadly combination.
Hades basically gets her to like join the workers in the underworld, and she goes there, and she's kind of met with this like, and then she finally like realizes what she actually signed up for, because no one is talking to her, no one is even looking at her, and like the fates even tell her like they have eyes but they can't see. Like, you'll be like that someday.
Yeah.
Like, you'll just work in an assembly line and that's all that your life is gonna be.
You're just gonna become another sheep.
Yeah.
Without emotions, without feelings, without anything.
Yeah, and then, how does Orpheus... Oh yeah, Hermes tells Orpheus that, hey bro, your wife is, like, dead. Like, you're gonna do something about that, or what? And Orpheus is very, very sad. And he decides to go into the underworld and save his wife.
Yeah.
My wife.
And that's the end of the first act. And the second act begins with Eurydice realizing what she signed up for.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a really sad song called Flowers, where she slowly starts to forget, before she forgets about her name, where she came from. And during Flowers, she tries to remember it, and she just remembers someone. Vividly, very vividly. And then Orpheus comes to the underworld, and she immediately remembers everything. And Orpheus is like, yeah, I'm gonna get you back home.
And then Hades is like, no.
No, brother. No.
No, bro.
Think again.
Yeah, so he makes his workers beat him up. Which is that's not
choice?
very nice of him. Yeah, that's a choice. And then he lets him like sing his song. He lets Orpheus sing his song, and Orpheus convinces him to like get a better relationship with his wife, and like just treat her better, and therefore Hades lets Orpheus and Eurydice go. With the exception that he can't turn around, obviously. And he lets the workers go as well.
If he let him go, then every other worker would be like, okay, so I can go now too. But it's in the lyrics. If he didn't let him go, he'd be like
ruthless,
He'd be too ruthless.
Yeah.
So he chose to do this, which is really cruel. And just before they Orpheus and Eurydice head out, there's this really sweet song when they're like, oh, I forgive you, it's okay, let's just be together and we'll be fine.
Yeah, and then guess what happens?
And then they head out, and they're on the way, and Orpheus starts to doubt the fates. the bitches called Fates.
Okay, don't
Put-
say that.
they are bitches though. It's true though. They put the doubt in his mind,
Yeah,
and he tries to fight it, but
but then he
in the
turns around.
end, he turns around,
And Eurydice goes back into the underworld to Hades.
and
That's where the musical ends, basically.
and Hermes comes in, and he's like,
Yeah.
It's a sad song. It's a sad tale
From way back when.
from way back when,
It's a tragedy,
but
we
we
sing
sing
it
it anyway.
and here it comes kind of like into the loop again,
Yeah.
and it like they let you know, the actors again let you know that they're actors and they're just telling a tale. Which is very
Yeah,
cool.
and basically, like, the main meaning of this musical is, even though when it all seems hopeless, and that everything is tragic and you can do nothing,
Mhm.
the people who have hope and try to change it, even though it might not work out, that's what we need, and that's
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah.
So, as I said before, in 2006 there was the first production ever with Anais as Eurydice,
Mhm.
and from then on, in 2010 she released the concept album, and in 2013 she started to work with Rachel Chavkin, which is very famous and she's amazing director.
Mhm.
And she worked on The Great Comet, if you know the musical.
I don't think you do.
It's based off Tolstoy's War and Peace, and it's a
Oh.
really amazing musical, and it was
Alright.
butchered at Tony's, and
Oh.
it's very underrated musical, and we can have an episode about it later,
Okay.
somewhere in the
I'll
future.
watch it.
I think it's on YouTube. Everything is on YouTube.
That's true.
Anyway, in 2019 there was the premiere on Broadway, the production we know now, and in 2024, on the 10th of February, in Lyrics Theatre, there was the premiere of the UK production. And guess what? We saw it.
We were there.
We were there. Not on the premiere, but
Not in the premiere, obviously. But
in June, I think it was.
we were there.
We were there. And
Uh,
oh boy.
oh, it was so good.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Where to start?
where to start? What to say? Okay, so we had. Okay, first of all, I'll start with
The cast. No?
no, actually, the accents.
Yeah.
From which I'll move on to the cast.
Mhm.
So everyone who was cast in like the main roles, like Eurydice, Orpheus, and Hermes, had very thick accents. Which there's nothing wrong with that, obviously. I just found it very. Every time I listen to the album, I find it very funny. Like because
Like, yeah, it is.
it is such a serious musical, and then you hear Orpheus, because the actor Donalfin is from Ireland, so you know there's the accent, and it's so cute.
It's
like
so
I love it.
Oh I almost died from the cuteness. I swear to God.
No, it was really
Yeah.
like it was because when you like see it live, it's like it has a way like different impact
Yeah.
on you. Because like I don't really listen to the album because it kind of like it doesn't like bother me, but I just like the Broadway version better, right? But when I saw it live, it was so good. Like it because his acting also is really good.
He,
Like
I love the original Broadway actor Reeve Carney. Like, he's
Mhm.
amazing. Needless to say that, but
Yeah.
I don't know, Donalfin just absolutely. Oh my god.
he was very good for
I
that
love
role.
that guy.
Yeah. And also, Hermes is worth mentioning. He is played by the wonderful Melanie Labarrie. Also, don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I hope I am. And she's actually from the Trinidad, which is a country in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So,
And she's got this really thick accent,
yeah.
but it's also so cute.
Yeah.
And she's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I think she was probably my favorite part of the London production. I just loved her. Oh my god.
She really was. She was like amazing as Hermes. Like, it is
Yeah.
unbelievable. Like
the way she acted, the way she sang,
yeah.
the way she interacted with the other actors.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, amazing. No notes. She's just
Yeah, exactly.
absolutely
No
phenomenal.
notes. And also Eurydice was played by Grace Hadget Young, which is actually like she's from Nottingham, so that means she's got a very thick accent as well.
Yeah.
But it's like so good, 'cause like if you listen to the West End version, where she sings "All I've Ever Known." It is so amazing because like she's got this like you kind of she's singing you at all times, and it's just so like it's amazing. I find it like so interesting, and also I have like she's a very talented actress. Like
She's amazing.
she went basically straight to Hadestown, and like she discovered her voice and like how to work with it, and like her career basically while doing it.
I think before she played in Sunset Boulevard
She
on
did
West
play
End,
that, yeah.
and then after she ended her run in Hadestown, she transferred to Broadway,
Oh,
and now she plays in Sunset
Wow.
Boulevard,
wow.
and she's amazing in it.
She is
she's-
so good.
She's so talented, and oh my god, I can't wait to see her in another thing, in more
Yeah.
things. Yeah, but I think the accent just add the absolute uniqueness.
Yeah.
Because like the
really
Americans, maybe
does.
it sounds polished more. The American, because it's like they all basically have the same accent, so it doesn't bother you or it doesn't catch your eye. But the UK production, it's just the accents add so much like
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
like great atmosphere, and
They add like a little spark to it. you know?
yeah, it's so unique, and I find it absolutely amazing. And I'm so glad that they kept it, because I know it was a big discussion whether they should keep it or not keep it, and I'm so glad they did,
Yeah.
because it adds completely a different level to the
Yeah.
production.
Yeah. And also, some like the other cast, obviously. Persephone was played by Gloria Onitri, which is she's amazing. Oh my god, she was so good. She's also like such a good singer. I cannot. with her voice.
Who in this cast wasn't a good singer? Even
Yeah.
some random girl in the company,
Yeah.
when she had one line, and I remember her to this day. She was like, "Oh my god, absolutely insane."
And Hades was played by Zachary James. He actually, I have a fun fact. He starred in Law and Order, Organized Crime, which is actually one of my
Oh my
favorite
God.
one of my favorite shows as a kid.
Really?
I was a weird kid.
Oh, that's cool. Oh my god.
Yeah, I had no idea that was actually him. I knew I recognized him from somewhere.
Oh my god.
It was like he awakened my childhood memories. That is crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah, he was really good. His catwalk was very funny. I loved
yes.
it.
Oh, we have to mention this. I swear to God. During Chant 2, when Hades screams at Orpheus and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, get out of here!" Blah, 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 something. But I don't recall the lyrics now.
I don't recall.
Young man.
Young man
something.
something.
And on the stage, there's this round
like a spinning,
Toshna.
like a spinning. Well, it's a spinning circle, basically.
spinning
yeah.
circle. I don't know. And so he walks on it, an absolute catwalk. Like
it's so like unbelievably.
it caught me so off guard,
Yeah.
because the song, it's all very dramatic. Okay, the song is woo,
Yeah.
and then you look at Hades, and there's this diva walking.
Who is this diva?
With his hips hanging from one side to
Yeah.
another, and you're like,
He's got the Sims.
What?
He's got the Sims seductive walk
Yes.
going on. Like
exactly like it.
it is crazy, but he pulls it off so well as well. Like
It was so funny.
it's so funny.
I also like the diversity of the cast, because also they got one trans woman as
Oh.
the Fate,
Okay.
and disabled actress. I don't know her
Yeah.
name.
Yeah. That's true.
She was in the company. She played one of the workers, and she didn't have a hand.
Mhm.
And I think it's so cool that they include her anyway.
Yeah.
And I found that amazing.
It is a very inclusive musical.
Yeah.
That's true. And then there's like the Broadway version, I'll just mention some of the cast because it's like very, like Orpheus, we mentioned him earlier. Reeve Carney. He's so cute in the musical.
He's cute. Yeah.
So he's got like a bowl cut.
the cat is killing me.
I
The
love his
cat
little
is
bowl
killing me.
cut.
And that's interesting because in the earlier productions, Orpheus, the character of Orpheus, was more like a bad boy, and he was real like rebel, and then they changed it, and he became this, I'm gonna say, like kind of a autistic man, kind of like little patootie, little cutie. He's like,
He
and
is
became
really cute. Yeah.
more sympathetic. I think.
Yeah, that's true.
But I like the bad boy version too. I think that's also cool. But this one is just more. You feel more sympathy for him.
Yeah,
and more
that's true.
compassion.
Yeah. Also, Eurydice was played by Eva Noblezada.
My wife.
My wife. All right, man.
I love her. Oh my god.
No, she's so good. I was
love
listening. I started listening to The Great Gatsby, the musical. And because I read the book, I was like, I gotta listen to the musical, man. She's so good. F me.
Girl, don't even. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Like this woman. What the heck?
Is this your Ramen Karumlu?
Yes.
Okay.
Where did she come from? Like her voice. She's a goddess.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one can. She's goddess. I swear to God. Like.
I know we say this about like every actor, but
no,
she really is though.
Oh
she
my
really is.
Fucking god.
She's
so talented, and she's absolutely like she played Miss Saigon when she was 19.
Yeah.
And it's such a hard role.
That is crazy.
Then she went to Hadestown, which now she plays then she played in Great Gatsby.
Great Gatsby, yeah.
And now she plays in Cabaret. And
whoa.
Jesus Christ, she's so good. She's
Cabaret.
So good.
Wow. And then there was Hermes, who was played by Andre Shields. He's also very cool. He's like pretty old right now.
He's an old Broadway legend.
Yeah. He's like still going, and he's still really like good at his job.
He's about 80 now.
Yeah, I think so. 77, I think, already.
Yeah, he's like really, and he's ill. He's got AIDS.
Oh no.
And like the fact that he still keeps on going is crazy. And huge respect for this man.
Hell yeah. He also appeared in a Sex and the City, which I had no idea actually. Like, what was he doing there?
What did he do there?
I don't know, honestly.
Oh my God.
I didn't read into it because I don't really want to know. And again, Law and Order. Everyone is in Law and Order.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, important thing to say. There will be a pro shot of Hadestown.
Sorry.
I think it's already filmed now. I think they filmed it in March somewhere. And it's filmed in London, but it's the original Broadway cast.
Oh, okay.
So it's Eva, Reeve,
nice.
Amber Gray, Patrick Page, and Andre de Shields. They are all there, and I can't wait. I think I heard it's going to be on Netflix or somewhere.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to see that.
I'm so excited to see that. And concerning Eva and Reeve, they okay, I'm gonna quickly their whole story. Okay, yeah. Oh. So before they start in Hadestown, Eva had a husband. I don't know his name. He's not important. Anyway.
Damn. Okay.
Because they split up quite fast. And Eva and Reeve met while performing in Hadestown, and there was a spark.
Oh.
And they started to date each other.
Oh, that's so cute.
And that's in 2017, 18, something like that, they met. And this year, they got engaged.
Oh.
They're engaged.
Oh, that's amazing.
Which means that I cried when I saw it. I was like, oh my god, because they are so sweet together. And the fact that they met while performing Orpheus and Eurydice. And so that means that when they played one of their performances, and Orpheus is like, who are you? The man who's gonna marry you. He actually meant it. Which is so cute. And we can kind of see like the version where Eurydice and Orpheus did make it, and they had their happily ever after.
Aww. Come on, man! Don't make metaphors like that. Don't do this to me. Oh, come on.
Kudos to this couple. They're so
That's
cute.
so
together.
cute. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, man, we can't end this episode crying. This is pathetic. I don't think I got anything else though. Okay. Well, this was us crying. Thanks for listening. This is a tragedy, and we're gonna sing it again and again and again.
Bye.
Bye.